You've told this guy 50 times, don't overstride, don't overstride. And then you got upset and you said, gosh, I told him that. Well, telling him isn't going to help him. If he can't do it, then we got to bring a gimmick in. Now, I'm not a gimmick guy, but I'll use anything I can use to get the job done. And as soon as you get the job done, you want to pull a gimmick out and say, now you do it on your own. First of all, I'd simply tell him, don't overstride. So how do I keep him doing that? It was a couple things. One, focus on not overstriding. Two is point your toe down toward the ground. That'll shorten your stride a little bit. And the other thing is stop doing it, period. And that means you got to get off in the South 40 and work on it. But if you are overstriding, and we've done all those things, you still do it, you're going to find out where your stride is. Say, all right there, Buford, don't hit that pad. Don't hit the pad. All right, he's okay. Now, if he's hitting the pad, it's just a reminder, that's all. If he just keeps hitting the pad, you say, well, gee, not only have I told you, see, he overstrided then. He hit the pad, and now he's got to shorten up. Pull your front toe down. Point your front toe downward and shorten up. All right, that keeps him from overstriding. Now, again, that's only going to last until he's got it sealed off in his brain. As soon as he could do that, I'm going to pull this thing away and say, now let me see you stride where you're striding. Now, if he strides there, I say, that's fine. You don't need this pad anymore. You've corrected your problem. If he hasn't, I'm going to put the pad back, and we're going to do it until he can get it done. And I might even put a penalty until you stop overstriding. I'm not going to throw you in an inter-squad game. Until you stop overstriding, I'm not going to pitch you in a game. I mean, you have the tools that you can encourage a guy very rapidly to do something. Now, let's say that he opens too much. He's way the heck over here, and you want him to be toe to heel. Give me a stride toe to heel. Toe to heel. All right, he wants to be there, but he is way the heck over here. He wants to open up way over there. Nah, you told me your stride was right there, but don't step on that pad. So you stride, you stay right there. Now that's fine. That's fine. You've got him lined up exactly where you want him, and that's fine. They say, you think you can do that? And he says, yeah, I don't need that pad. Good, I don't want you to have that pad. We pull it off. He comes back. He throws. You say, well, that's good. You don't need that. Now we got a guy that closes too much. This is the most common thing. He's way the heck over here and throwing across his body. All right, you're throwing over there. I don't want you to throw over there. Just throw toe to toe. Guy throws over there. Try to get him back toe to toe. Toe to toe. Right there. All right. There you stride. We just simply put that there and say, don't hit that pad. And we've got that part corrected there. And you force him to get out there. And again, as soon as he's got it done right, in there. Yeah, good. Now we correct that. And you come back and say, all right, let me see you do it without the pad. And remember, he hadn't been cured until he does without the pad. If he's now back over there, I'd throw the pad on there and say, every time you pitch in an inter-squad game, I'm going to bring the pad out, put it down, or I'm just not going to let you pitch an inter-squad game. But we need to get it corrected. Now, what this drill is for is if you have a player who has this reverse spin with his back foot. He comes in here and flicks it back in here as he's throwing. He kind of whiplashes in there to throw. That's going to throw you out of alignment, and it's an unusual movement with your back leg. When we have that, what we've done is just put a cup. It can be any kind of cup. You just put it there and say, don't knock the cup over. You throw. You got to push off and kick to the right. You know, you push straight off and kick to the right, so you shouldn't hit that cup. Up and over. Now, he's going to do it incorrectly this time. He's going to take one of those whiplash moves like that, and he'll knock that cup into creation. See, that's that reverse movement with your leg. We don't want that. So one more time, puts a cup there, doesn't touch it, and he's well clear of it. If you're doing it right, you won't even touch that thing. Now the other one is a guy that is a dragger of the back leg, drags it too much, doesn't circle with it. He just drags, and it ends up being a lazy left leg, just hangs in there. We want him to circle that yellow cone there, and you could put a plastic bucket there. You could put a milkshake container there, anything. Just use anything there to indicate. And if you want something higher, then go ahead and use a bucket. Pick it up, over, and there. That's all. We just, one more time. That's, you circle to the outside, and that's to the right of a right-hander, to the left-hander. You should circle. He's going to find out where he picks the ball up. In other words, you're going to come in a stretch position, reach back. Go ahead and reach back there. Pick it right up. Pick it right up there. Pick it up. There you go. That's it. And just do that in rhythm. Have a guy with 8 or 10 balls back here. Just load it and have him throw as fast as he can. Pick it up and throw. Now start your movement picking up before you throw. Pick it up. Pick it up. There you go. That's what I want. And then do that in rapid order. So there's a muscle memory thing coming in here. Pick it up, throw. Now do that and lean back as you just back on the inside of your back foot. Inside, now we're cooking, now we're cooking. Notice the difference there. He's got a little more weight loaded on the inside of his back foot. Back and throw. That'll seem, you are a little bit more awkward here, but what you're doing is simply working on fingertips down and throwing. Fingertips down all the way to the pickup spot. Fingertips down, and throw. And that's the way you cure this kind of thing here. At least that's the gimmick you use. And again, it's only as good as the player. If I have to have this all the time, and as soon as I take that away, I'm still doing this, then you haven't been cured yet. Just to show you don't have to have a lot of fancy equipment to work on things, you can take a broomstick here and work on a curveball. We're trying to get his arm up. And it could be a curveball or fastball. We generally use this with a curveball. I want him to get his arm up, and I want him to get a feel of getting the arm up here and getting on top of the curveball and throwing over that thing. So you got to get here and go out and extend and get on top and come down here. So I'm going to take this broomstick and say, I want you to get your arm over that thing and feel like you're throwing over this broomstick here. Over it, and then I want a quick break. Once you get your arm up, you're going to extend. I'm going to hold it out here. He's going to throw it, get it up, boom, I'm going to drop it down in here, or I can get off the side a little bit more and just hold it up there. I got to have your height. Get above that with your hand and then pull down as soon as you get up. Get it up and pull down. Get it up and pull down. Now I can raise it. Really get it up there. Get it up there. Get it up there and down. Good. And I can go at different heights. Now fastball. Let's say you have a guy that's been pushing the ball in here. Just pushing the daylights out of it. Get that dang arm up, come over the top of that, and come straight downhill. Boom, right downhill with it. I don't care whether he's sidearm or what, he's got to get it up there first and then get the feel of coming down here. So we want the arm up, the ball up that high. Get the ball up that high to begin with. And then, boom, right downhill with it. This is another drill that I picked up from my good friend Charlie Green at Miami-Dade. And it's a drill that it's been around, I'm sure, for a long time, and a lot of people have used it. But he calls it a screen drill. You could do this against the side of a building, but it's better to have some sort of a screen here to throw to. And why I like the screen is I can get behind the screen and watch the pitcher. So if I'm looking at his head, for instance, and seeing the alignment, I'm seeing that, and that's good. He's directly into the target, as you saw it into the camera. If you want to watch his hip elevation that we worked on earlier in drills, you see that? Hip is elevated. Maybe we're working on his back foot. So let's just key in on his back foot, make sure the toes ahead of the heel. He's going to throw in the screen, and that's the only thing I'm going to focus on. And that happened. All right, we had the back foot straightened out. Now we get his back foot straightened out. We said, let's work on the leg lift. All I'm going to watch now is a leg lift. Just notice his back foot, see how it comes up and circles, pushes down, circles, and over. That looks good. Now what we have is we'll get pictures here and have a couple of pictures. So you watch his back foot, you watch his front foot, you watch his leg lift. Now we've got 3 teaching things going on at the same time. Boom, all right. Charlie, what was his back foot like? Well, it slipped a little bit, Coach. What was his leg lift like? It was good. All right, we're okay there. How about his stride? We're okay there. You said his push-off foot was not good, then we need to work on his push-off foot. Get that thing straightened out, make sure the toes had the heel. We go back, all of his flash in on that. It was good. It's just a little bitty, tiny goalpost that we invented to work on really throwing a release point in here. We thought we'd do this, try to get the idea of throwing a curveball, and we found it has 1,000 other uses now. What we do with this thing is we just put this in front of the kid and say to him, I want you to get the feeling of throwing and putting your chin right here. So now we're talking about alignment. Just throw and make sure your chin comes out and ends up right on. You can't possibly do it, but you're going to try to set it right there, and your head's going to be right between that goalpost. Boom, in there. Now this time, just pay attention just to the chin and head when it finishes. Make sure it's resting on that, or in that location in between the two. We got alignment. We've got great alignment there. If his head finishes over here, it's pretty clear he's doing something there to make his delivery get off center. So bring it right through there. Now you don't have to have this deal. It's not hard to make. It's just a pipe and a plow disc and a thing that goes up and down, and the two little goalposts. So now I want you to do it incorrectly one time just to show what you'd have if you had a real erratic pitcher. I want you to really open up, pull your front arm out to the right, and end up off center. So this thing has a multitude of uses. You're trying to get a release point in here. You're trying to throw a curveball. You want height on the curveball. Set it up here, put a nail hole in there, and you got it. Now you're throwing the same thing in here. If I wanted him to throw higher, I'd say, all right, I want you to really get your arm up and get through that thing, and then release points down here. Arm is hands over here, release points down below this thing. Actually, you can use this with that's why we got it padded. You can pad this son of a gun, put it in front of the guy, and actually have him throw the ball through it. Get a release point. That's originally why we invented it, is to try to get a feel. If I go through that thing with my hand at a certain place out here, I will have a good point of delivery.